Tuffy, 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 my cat. Tuffy, my cat. I'll show you a picture of Tuffy, my cat. Tuffy, Tuffy, Tuffy. When I lived in Vero Beach, there was next door, this family had two little girls and they had kittens. They moved and left the kittens. So I would see these cats running around and stuff. So one day I had a chicken, the roast chicken I got from Walmart. So I took all the meat off and put it in a bowl, put it outside. Those cats came over and ate the whole thing. They were licking the bowl. And I thought, oh God, these kittens are starving. So I fed them for a couple of years, you know. And they were wonderful cats. They would come around. One came in the house a few times. And one time it was freezing. A freezing day, freezing night in Vero Beach. So I opened the door and I don't know, 5 of the cats came in. I don't remember how many there were. But like just to say 5 came in. There was this one big Siamese cat. I don't know, they were all mixed, so they all came out differently. So one big Siamese cat, real beautiful cat, with the blue eyes and that kind of, that, what was it, beige kind of chocolatey color. Beautiful. He didn't want to come in. He was big and strong and, you know, strong-willed cat. So they were all inside. So within like a couple of minutes, I thought, oh, I could open the door. I opened the door. That Siamese cat was standing right there. And I told him, come in. And he's like looking. He sees the other cats inside. I said, come in, come in, come in. He finally comes in. I closed the door. They spent the night. Okay, they were well behaved. Okay, they knew who I was, and it was okay. In the morning, I wake up around 6. I hear them jumping all around in the living room. You know, jumping on the couch, running all over the place, and all kinds of stuff. So I get up and walk to the living room. All of a sudden, they all stop and go, "Oh shit, we're in trouble." It was so cute. I saw them in the night, the night before, when they were playing around with each other. 2 of them were playing. Okay, there was a wall and then a corner that went the bathroom over here. One of the cats hid right here. Knew that one was walking this way. This cat sticks his leg out and trips the other cat, and they go boom, boom, and tumbling and having a good old time. And I saw that, and I said, what the heck? That was funny as hell. He stuck his leg out on purpose to trip the other one so they can tumble around. They were playing. So from those cats, one day, I knew one of them was pregnant and going to have the babies that day or the next. It was like the morning I'm going to work, and I see the cats around the front door. And I can tell this cat's about to have kittens, but I had to go to work. Okay, I come home around 5 o'clock, and I go look. I go to the side of the house because the driveway was here, the house was here. There was a side area you can walk to the backyard. So before I even went in the house, I walk over and I'm looking and I hear meow, meow. And I'm saying, well, where are you? And I'm meow, meow. It was Tuffy, and he was on the dirt around this far. I almost stepped on him and killed him. But I didn't see him because he was so tiny. And meow, meow. And he was trying to stand up. He was trying to push himself up. That's why his name's Tuffy. So I go in the house, get a paper towel, pick him up. It was so lucky that ants hadn't gotten to him. Because Florida has a million ants, fire ants, all kinds of ants. No ants were there. One fly was on him, and I got him off. Pick him up, take him in the house, wash him up a bit, had an eyedropper, gave him some water, put him in a box with a towel, went to the pet store, and said, hey, I have this newborn kitten. What do I do? This one lady goes, all right, come over here. She shows me this little baby bottle. It was like a little, for a doll kind of baby bottle, real small, around that big. And then showed me that they had these cans of milk. It was like an artificial cat milk. And then I get that, and I go, oh, thanks. And she goes, wait. There's more stuff you got to do. And I thought, oh, what else? So she said, the mother cat licks the little kitten that's, born, and licks the butthole. And I thought, what? And she says, yeah. So what I did is I got a wet paper towel and I would brush his butt and he'd take a poop. That stimulates their digestive system to get going so they can, become, grow up and be normal. So what I would do, I'd hold him. He was tiny, like that big. I'd hold him and get the wet paper towel and go like that on his butt. And he'd poop. I'd let it go through the sink on the drain of the sink. So I'd give him food with a little baby bottle. I took him to work every day. So the next day after he was born, I had a box. I had a stuffed animal and a blanket and all that in there. So he would be like comfy and cuddly and stuff. And I took him to work. So then he was used to being in the car from the next day after he was born. So I took him to work and everybody, oh, look at that cat. How cute, a baby kitten. And I'd be feeding him. I made a little video that's on my YouTube page of me feeding him. He was wonderful. The secretaries from the school would come over, oh, let's see the cat. I'd be working and doing stuff around the school and come back and there'd be ladies in there holding my cat. I said, hey, leave my cat alone. And then one day, Joanne Julia, my boss that would come from Jupiter, came and there was some people looking at the cat. And I don't know, she got jealous or something and came over and said, Amelia has to get back to work. And I thought, well, I just did what I had to do, We're just here looking at the cat for a second. So then the people left and then she says to me, you're going to have to be more creative and find another way for you to keep your cat without bringing him here to your office. So fine, okay. What I did the next day, I brought Tuffy and I put him in an empty office. And another time I put him downstairs in the kitchen that was all closed off that no one would go. So I was creative and found other ways to bring my cat to work without Joanne finding out. I brought Tuffy for, 6 months until he could stand on his own and could eat food by himself and stuff. And then I would come home. When Tuffy was there, I would leave him. And Tuffy would, at first I had a 2-story apartment, a house. So at first he'd go on the first step, like put his paws up and be looking. And then a few other times he'd go up a couple of steps. Finally he would run upstairs and run down and all that. So he would be upstairs in the daytime when I wasn't there, asleep or something. And I'd open the door and I'd hear him and come running down and he'd want to greet me. And he was like all sad that I had been gone all day, and he was happy I came, and he'd go like that up on me and I'd pick him up and stuff, and it was wonderful. Me and Tuffy have grown together very well. He's my kitten, he's my cat, and he's big now. I feed him too much. His father was a huge cat because I know I would see his father around in the neighborhood because it was his father. Okay, it's the same coloring and a big cat, same thing, like a tabby orange kitty. Tuffy. So then Tuffy was fine going in the car. He wasn't like other cats. You put him in the car and they go freaked out. No, Tuffy was fine. In fact, when Tuffy was still in the box, I'd come over here to Judy's house and I'd have him in the box and I'd have his baby bottle. And a lot of times he'd climb out of the box and climb on me while I was driving, and he'd be like on my lap and stuff. And in a little while he'd get tired and he'd go back into the box on his own. That was funny. I liked that. So he's perfectly fine going in the car till this day. Tuffy, my Tuff. Yeah, Tuffy's big. See, the mother cat pushes the cat away when it's a certain age to not be feeding, from the nipples getting milk and stuff. But Tuffy would wake up at 2 in the morning and I'd have to feed him. So to this day, Tuffy still wakes up and I got to get up and feed him. Because he'll come over and start pushing me. He'll lick my face and stuff like that, I can't help it. I'm a soft-hearted guy. I feed Tuff too much. He's big. But I love my Tuff. I always wanted a cat. When I was a kid, I wanted a dog. I asked Mom, can I get a dog? I said no. They said no. Because Danny had the thought, there you go. You can't have animals with hair and stuff like that. So I never had a pet. But Tuffy's my cat. Tuffy I've always treated like he was kind of another person. And he knows me. He obeys just about. Most cats like are aloof and you call them and they look the other way. Tuffy doesn't. Tuffy tries to be the aloof cat. He tries, but he fails at it because he knows who I am. And he knows I'm telling him stuff and to come and eat or come over here. Tuffy loves to be brushed. I have 2 brushes. And I take so much hair off of him. I tell him all the time, I can make another cat from all this hair I got. Tuffy's my kitty. I love my Tuffy.